This is Peter Lau. Today is Wednesday, February 26th. I'm at 15980 Valleywood Drive, Sherman, California. I'll be answering through the rear side cleanout. Here is the cap for the cleanout, and then the branch cleanout itself. In a brief moment, we will be transitioning to the end of the sewer line, as that provides the clearest video. We're about 100 feet into the main sewer line, where it ties in with the city sewer. We're noted at a depth of 8 feet. Currently, what you're seeing on the screen, this is the public sewer line. This is what the city will take responsibility for. But as soon as I pull back, we're on the saddle, so this is considered the private portion of the line. Rather, this is where the private meets the public. The homeowner is typically responsible for the entire private portion of the line, which is the saddle and any portion prior to that. So as I make my way back, we're going to note that there's some water running. I ran water about 3 minutes ago, so there's a little bit of residual water flowing. It's always good to run water when you do sewer line inspections. So currently working my way back from clay piping. The distance indicator is on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. And we're noting offsets within the clay, so that's very common to see. I want to say about 95% of the clay that I've seen has these offsets in it.
Hey, Peter?
So just talking about those offsets, they're common to see. That's typically what allows for moisture to seep out of the joints, the offsets of the clay joints. And that's typically why you get roots growing into the clay. But you'll see here, just in a moment, so some roots noted at and debris buildup noted at the top portion of the screen, not causing any blockages at the present time of inspection. But at this point, we're basically at the sidewalk where we transition. So it's still clay piping, but there's been a pipe liner put through. So this pipe liner, it's basically put in to prevent roots from growing in the first place. So that'll basically seal up the offsets. It's not going to allow for moisture to seep out of the clay at this portion of the line. And the easiest way to tell that this is a pipe liner, typically there will be some lettering on the sides of the pipe. I don't believe we're going to see that here. Maybe it's a little bit too faded out. But we're going to note that there's going to be indentations just at certain portions where it's preventing roots from growing in, or prior offsets. So there on the left-hand side, you can see there's an indentation of a joint. So the pipe liner takes the existing form of the pipe and just puts another protective layer from the inside. So it's a trenchless method, meaning you don't have to dig to put in this type of liner. And again, the liner is put in to prevent roots from growing into the clay portion of the line, which can be a large problem depending on how much vegetation you have growing in close proximity to the sewer. So it's good that the liner is put in here, because the majority of this sewer line is comprised of clay piping. Now that's not to say you can't put liners through other materials, but clay is just the most common. So just noting more indentations, as you can see, just along the right-hand side. Pipe liner is doing its job, preventing any roots from growing in. It also does structurally reinforce the piping if it's installed properly. So not too much to be said at this portion. I'm just working my way back, noting some debris and some sediment. Again, this is a sewer line, so whatever you put into the kitchen and the toilets, we're going to be seeing a little bit of dark water. So once again, transitioning materials. So this is ABS piping. This is a black plastic pipe, and right away we do transition to cast iron. So 3 total materials for this sewer line. We have the clay, which is closer to the city street. Then you'll have the ABS, which is going to be underneath the house, sometimes also in the front lawn area or whichever way the sewer line runs. And then we have cast iron. So cast iron, most likely the original line for the house. This was used anytime during the 1970s and prior. So some dark water noted. So all that means is that there's been some grease in the line, but that's to be expected. I am basically at the kitchen sink at this stage. Not directly underneath, but in that general area where the waste and water does tie in. So making my way back from a turn, and you're going to notice that the piping is actually narrowing, and that's because I'm going through a branch line cleanout. All that means is that this cleanout goes directly underneath the house. So the plumbing underneath the house, anywhere from 1.5 inches to 4 inches in diameter. And just some scaling buildup within the cast iron. Not causing any blockages at the present time of inspection. And now working my way out the access. So this concludes the inspection of the main sewer line. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to call, text, or email me. Thank you.